What if you can buy one thing and possibly go to 93 attractions in Osaka? It sounds too good to be true, but such a thing actually exists, and it's called the Osaka ePass. And in today's video, I'm gonna tell you everything I know about it. Hi friend, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. I went to Japan last year and I did my research for about a year on and off. If you click on this video, I'm gonna assume that you also are in the middle of planning your own trip to Japan and you're at the right place. So make sure to subscribe to my channel because I have a ton of things to share with you from my trip to Japan, including everything about the Osaka ePass. So let's get into it. Let's start with what is exactly the Osaka ePass. It is basically just like a city pass if you have planned a trip to some of the major cities in the US like New York, Los Angeles, San Diego, or even Chicago. You probably have come across what we call city pass. Basically, you can get a city pass for New York, for example, and then once you buy the pass, you can visit as many attractions as you want to and as you can that are included in the city pass. So the Osaka ePass is pretty much the same thing. I'm pretty sure the city pass have multiple day pass, and so does the Osaka ePass. You can get a 1-day pass, but you can also get a 2-day pass. But just as a reminder, the 2-day pass must be used back to back. So if you activate the pass on Monday, your pass will be valid until Tuesday. You can't just activate on Monday and then use the second pass on Thursday. It has to be 2 consecutive days. I actually got mine from Klook. The process of buying and exchanging the ticket is super seamless, and I would highly recommend for you to buy it through Klook as well. And if you use the link down in the description box below, you can actually get $5 off for your first purchase. So let's talk about how many attractions you can possibly go to, and is there really 93 attractions? Hi friends, Sarah's here, and I'm so sorry to interrupt today's video, but I just want to come on here really quickly to announce that I have a new freebie that you can download today. I have been sharing a lot of my recommendations and tips on how to go about planning your very first trip to Japan, and I created a very simple 12-day Japan itinerary that was inspired from my own trip to Japan. If you want to go check it out, the link will be down in the description box below. And now let's get back to the video. And according to the website, yes, there are 93 attractions that you can possibly go to with the Osaka ePass. Would that be possible with just a 2-day pass? Probably not. There are actually some restrictions before you can get into some of these attractions. For example, there are attractions that are closed on Sundays or Mondays. I think there are a couple of them that are closed kind of like in the middle of the week. So you have to make sure that when you are in Osaka, the attractions that you want to go to is open. There are also some attractions where you have to book them in advance because they usually get full, and some attraction only has a certain amount of tickets for the Osaka ePass buyer. So for example, if they have 100 seats for an attraction or something, only like 20 of them are reserved for Osaka ePass buyers. So there are a ton of restrictions, and I feel like that's also one of the main reasons you can't really go to all 93. If you're wondering how many attractions that I get to go with the 2-day pass, I only went to 5. So the first attraction that I went to is the Wonder Cruise. And if you're wondering what kind of cruise that is, it is actually in the heart of the Dotonbori. And if you have seen videos on Osaka and its attractions, you probably have seen the Dotonbori and how there is a river in the middle, or like a body of water. I think it's actually a canal, and there are boats that kind of cruise around, and that is what Wonder Cruise is. I think there are 2 or 3 other cruise companies that are included in the Osaka ePass. The Wonder Cruise specifically didn't really have a guide or someone who would tell you about the Dotonbori and about the buildings that you're seeing. So it's kind of like you're just sitting there, they play music in the background, and you can just relax and enjoy the scenery. I think I would highly recommend to go on one of these cruises, especially if it's your first time in Osaka. The second attraction that I went to in Osaka with the Osaka ePass is the Osaka Museum of Housing and Living. I've actually said this in my previous videos, but I love museums or like attractions where it shows how people used to live back in the day. So old houses, castle, palaces. I love to go to one of those anytime I visit a new place. And the Osaka Museum of Living actually have a permanent exhibition. They have an area, like a huge area, and they try to replicate how houses look like back in the day in Osaka. And it was just really cool because once you walk through the exhibition, you're kind of taken aback to all of the traditional houses and what a street would look like in Osaka. They replicate all of them. And you can also kind of immerse yourself with actually going inside some of the rooms in the houses. You obviously have to take off your shoes, but it was just really cool that you can actually see how a living room would look like, a kitchen would look like. They also have a little section where it's showing off the kimonos and the fabrics that they use for their dresses and stuff like that. It was just really, really cool. And if you are up for it, you can actually rent kimonos at the museum and walk around this exhibition with kimonos. I also believe that they do have like a tour group that you can reserve. When we went to the museum, we only have heard tour groups in Japanese. I'm not sure if they offered in English, but I will leave a link to the website down below so you can check it out and see if there is a tour with English speaking guide. But yes, I would highly recommend going to this museum. I think it's really cool to check out how housing and living would look like back in the day. The next attraction, I feel like it's the third one that I get to do with the Osaka ePass, is the Osaka Aquabus. And this is actually pretty interesting as well because it is, again, another one of those cruises that you can do in Osaka. Actually, if you've never really realized it, if you look at the Osaka map, there's actually body of water surrounding the Osaka city center, and that's why there are so many attractions that are boat rides or a cruise. So for me, it's really interesting because you get to see the city from a different perspective. So I decided to do the Osaka Aquabus because you actually go to the port from the Osaka Castle area, and you can just go up to the booth and tell them that you have the Osaka ePass, and then they'll give you a ticket for the next departure time. So it was really easy and pretty seamless. And one cool thing about the Aquabus is that the whole cover would open up as you cruise and sightsee from the water. I did not expect the whole thing would be like an open air boat ride, which was really, really cool, especially if you're going during the day where it's really nice outside. I think it's really cool. And especially if you have kids, they would be so surprised and so happy to check it out. At the time when we were riding the boat, there are a couple kids that were riding with us on the boat ride, and they were like ecstatic. I can tell from their face expressions that it was cool. I mean, I was trying to compose myself because I'm an adult, but I think it was cool and I would highly recommend it. The next attraction that I was able to do with the Osaka ePass is the Dotonbori Museum. It's a very small museum in the Dotonbori area, and we decided to go for it because it was included with the Osaka ePass and it's really close to our hotel. However, if we were to pay for this individually, I don't think I would recommend it. They do have 3 different levels of museum admission that you can pay into, and with the Osaka ePass, of course, you only got the basic one. So with that, we only got to kind of go inside the building, sit inside kind of like a small theater, and they were playing I guess it's a movie or a video, and it talks about the history of the theater in the Dotonbori area. It was still pretty interesting because honestly, I didn't really do a lot of research about Osaka and why it's so famous back in the day. But other than that, there's not really much that you can get out of with the basic ticket. The next and the last attraction that I get to do with the Osaka ePass is the Kaku Tower. So basically, this tower is located in the Shinsei area of Osaka, and the Shinsei area is actually really interesting. I definitely recommend for you to go visit the area because there are a lot of takoyaki stand, and I think takoyaki is from Osaka, or Osaka is known for its takoyaki. So definitely go to the Shinsei area and get some takoyaki. It is probably cheaper than the Dotonbori area. So if you look up, there's this big giant tower, and it's the Kaku Tower. There was a really long line inside. and the line kind of goes through a loop in the middle of the store. So I feel like they are distracting us to buy some of their items, which I guess is good marketing, but from like a traveler's perspective, I did not really enjoy that. And it took us like a good, I want to say 40 to maybe 50 minutes before we actually get to the tower and get to look at Osaka from like a high rise. So it was just not a really good experience for me. I feel like if they were to do that when we're exiting, like, you know, let us exit through the stores, that would be a better experience. One thing that I say that I like about the experience is that they have like a floor just full of Doraemon stuff, like pictures and a disco ball. It was just kind of weird and kind of like out of the blue in my opinion. It's not really the same theme as the Suan Kaku Tower, but because I am a fan of Doraemons, I do really like that, and it was kind of fun to check it out. I would highly recommend going to the Shinsekai area because there are local shops and stores that you can look into, but just admire the tower from the outside. I think that's the best tips that I can give you. So as you can see, I don't think you can actually visit all 93 attractions in 2 days, but you can try and do more than 5. So now let me just tell you about how much it would be if you were to get this Osaka ePass. If you want to get just the 1-day pass, it is 2,400 yen, but you can also add on the Osaka Metro Pass into your day pass, and for 1 day it's 3,200 yen. If you want to do the 2-day pass, it is 3,000 yen, and the 2-day pass with the Osaka Metro Pass, it is 4,500 yen. Again, I will leave the link to the website down below so you can check out how much it would be for 1 day and 2 day, and whether or not you want to add the Osaka Metro Pass, as well as all of the attractions and some of the restrictions that they do have. Before moving on to the next thing in the video, I just want to interrupt this video really quickly just to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I think 98% of you who are watching my video is not a subscriber, and I would love it for you to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of my future videos about Japan, about cruising, travel hacking, and so much more. I hope to see you on the next one, and now let's get back to the video. Before I let you go back to your planning and your research, I just want to share 4 things that you can do in Osaka other than the ones that are included in the Osaka ePass. Number 1 is to, of course, stroll around the Dotonbori area. There are so many things to see. You can also buy a lot of street foods, just people watch if you want, take pictures with the Glycoman sign and stuff like that. You also need to go to the Osaka Castle Park. It is actually really pretty. When I went in the fall, there are a lot of people that visit the park, tourists and locals alike. I didn't go inside the Osaka Castle, but you obviously could if you want to. When I posted a video about attractions that people can skip and do in Japan, a lot of people commented saying that it's not really worth it to go inside the Osaka Castle because everything is renovated and everything is super modern. It didn't even really represent how the Osaka Castle looked like back in the day. It's not really worth it to go. However, if it's your first time in Osaka and if you're still interested to go inside the castle, by all means, go ahead and do it, and let me know in the comment below what is your experience. The next thing that you can do is go to Dandan Town. In the previous video that I was saying that Akihabara is a pretty nice area to go to if you are into anime and trading cards and stuff like that. There are just so many like bright buildings with a lot of like advertisement outside. So if you wanna look into some anime merch and figurines and trading card stuff, go to Dandan Town if you go to Osaka, because it is pretty similar to Akihabara, but it's in a much quieter, calmer neighborhood, which I do love. Last thing that I would highly recommend for you to do in Osaka is to stay at an onsen hotel. I will leave the link to my hotel that I stayed at in Osaka, and I highly recommend that hotel. It's super close to the Dotonbori. It is literally walking distance. There is a couple train stations that are super close by, and it's also right next to restaurants, a massage place, a family mart, of course, and Lawson's. So it's just really in a convenient location. It is an onsen hotel or a ryokan hotel, so all of their floors are tatami floors. So after you check in, you have to take off your shoes, and you can either put them in a locker or you can carry it in a plastic bag to your room, but basically no shoes in the hotel at all. They do have public onsen that are open, I want to say almost 24 hours, but I didn't get to go because I'm too self-conscious and afraid of going into an onsen in Japan. If you don't know, you have to be completely naked to go into an onsen, and you have to like shower first, make sure you clean up yourself before you dip. So I'm not comfortable with that, but if you are, it's actually a pretty nice hotel because it comes with an onsen. There's actually free soba noodle every night, I think from 10 p.m. to maybe 1 a.m. or so. I tried it on one of the nights and it's actually not too bad. If you're hungry and if you want to try their soba noodle, in front of the onsen entrance, they also have some, I want to say, ice cream bars that are up for grabs if you are staying at the hotel. I didn't really count how many times I went to that floor and grabbed some ice cream bars. In the morning, in front of the onsen entrance, they also have a fridge full of probiotic drinks, something like a Yakult. And again, you can get it whenever you want to. If you are going to Osaka for the very first time, I hope these tips are gonna help you out, and if it does, make sure to let me know by liking this video. And if you want to watch more of my Osaka planning videos, make sure to click into one of these videos next.